Okay. Zombonis again. This'll help. Oh, now we have bucket heads. That does make it more complicated. Although I could just get rid of them with torchwood. Yeah, that might work. It would be nice if I could put in tangle kelp, but I'll just use tall nuts and squash if necessary to deal with the snorkel zombies. I believe that in general, if you kill the zombies, the more quickly you kill the zombies, the more quickly they come. So maybe that last level went so quickly because at the end I was just tearing them apart with fire and spikes. This level won't go that quickly, though. 4 flags. I will probably want the torchwood sooner this time, since there are going to be bucket heads. There's a show that my parents watch, or at least they watched the first few episodes. I don't know if they're still watching it. It's called Smash. Sometimes they call it Smush. Makes me think that sometimes when I think of squash in this game, I call it Squish. Or it's like that the Sammer guy in Super Paper Mario. He's one of the big guys with the rolling pin, and he's like, I love to squish. You know how they all have nicknames that they call themselves? This one calls himself Rolling Thwomp or something like that. When I did the Duel of 100 for YouTube, which was the first time I did it because it was the first time I played the game, I had my friend from law school doing guest commentary, and he was rating the various the Sammer guy's mustaches. Maybe not rating, but commenting on them. He was mustache judging. Alright, now I can really see what they're going to throw at me. By which I mean I'm expecting some bucket heads. definitely need to back that up. In case, I mean, maybe it's been clear, but when I say that I need to back up a walnut or a tall nut, what I mean is that it will get taken apart pretty quickly if there isn't something like if the plants in that lane aren't doing damage that quickly. So, random question for you guys. Have you ever, like, had some music that you knew and you would, not necessarily that got stuck in your head, but just that would have gone through your head a bunch of times over time? And then, after that, when you have it, you know, when you have it in your mind as being a certain way, you realize by listening to it or something like that, that it actually goes a different way. Has that ever happened to you? Because, as you know, as you guys probably know, my favorite Zelda game is Twilight Princess, and the intro sequence music. I realized recently that I got the last part of it wrong in my head. Like, there are those three notes that are Midna's motif, that do-do-do, and those play a couple times, and then at the end of the intro music, and then there's something else. Like, but I thought it was do 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 do, but I'd cut it short in my head. It's actually do 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 do. I'm just rambling now, but I think it's interesting how something gets stuck in your head, and then you have to work to revise it if you find out that it isn't right. Of course, it can be a lot funnier if you're talking about lyrics. Like, probably the most famous one, at least in American pop music, is "There's a bathroom on the right." The real words are "There's a bad moon on the rise." But then there's "Excuse me while I kiss this guy." Real lyrics are "Excuse me while I kiss the sky." I've only had to use one squash so far. I'm kind of surprised. If you have a column of Spikerocks, you can ignore Zombonis for a long time. Just check on your Spikerocks every now and then, because, like, those sort of horns, when one of them disappears, it means that it's taken some damage. When two of them are gone and there's only one left, that means that it's almost been used up. Unfortunately, you can't repair them like you can with walnuts, tall nuts, and pumpkins. So just keep an eye out. Just keep an eye out for damaged Spikerocks, and know that you'll have to replace them pretty soon. Of course, you can also do what I've done here, and just make a second column of them. Oh, this would be another good time to use squash. I love what happens when a squash gets a zombie in the water. It's like, dive into the deeps. Alright, definitely time for another level here, and those are very helpful plants. 2 of them I was probably going to use anyway. What am I doing? You know, now might be a good time to demonstrate something. And for that I would have to buy something. Now what the hell. I'm gonna buy it sooner or later anyway. Alright, this is the Imitator. If you use it, you can have 2 of the same plant. Okay, now what else was I gonna... Yeah, this'll help. And since... I mean, I think that this level shouldn't be too much trouble, since Crazy Dave gave me some very helpful plants. I'm going to try to make some money. You can copy any plant other than the ones that that you bought from Crazy Dave's. So yes, I'm going to try to make some money, and to do it more quickly, I have these imitation marigolds as well as the real ones. Other than its appearance, an imitator plant will function exactly as a real plant of the same kind. There's also the fact that it takes a couple seconds between the time you plant the imitator and the time when it turns into what it's imitating. Easier to show than to tell, so I'll do that soon. I find it interesting that the imitator is so expensive when it doesn't really let you do anything that you couldn't do already. It just lets you plant a plant twice as often as you could before. Assuming you have enough sun. The imitator doesn't do anything to affect the sun cost. Costs the same amount as the real plant of that type would. And once I get some basic defenses up, I will demonstrate it. Gold magnet might be nice, since I'm planning on planting so many marigolds, but that would take up 2 more seed slots. The magnet shroom and then the gold magnet. Alright. Behold the power of the imitator. Now again, it looks slightly different, but it'll do the same thing as a real marigold. And it'll do it just as well. And you see, now I can plant 2 marigolds at a time instead of just 1. Of course, I could spread them out in time if I wanted, so that I'd just be planting 1 twice as often. So it's best to use the imitator to imitate a plant that takes a long time to recharge. Oh, I really should have a tall nut up by now, shouldn't I? That's a problem. Okay. That's not even the column I want to plant them in either. Okay, I'll just hope that the first dolphin shows up there rather than... Okay, good. Smack. I don't know what I like about that sound so much. It's just very silly to me. Okay. Just a little longer, then I'll have my other tall nuts. And all will be well, at least in that department. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, it came in the same lane. Alright, now I'm guarded against them. And that may have been the sound getting unhinged, as I call it, from the video. I really hope it hasn't happened this soon. I love how they make the imitator look like, you know, your French mime, like Marcel Marceau type person. Marcel Marceau is the guy who really started that whole culture, the French mime thing. I've never seen him perform, but I've heard he's absolutely hilarious to watch. We had a mime come to our high school once and perform, and afterwards, like in our, I think it was in our English classes, he would tell us some of the basics of you know, his performance. He said one of the most, the most important thing to be able to do was what he called the arrest. Basically, being able to, like, act like you're doing something and then just stop. Like, really quickly. It just surprised me how important he, thought that was, and how important it is, really. It wasn't just that he thought it. How important it is to the art of miming. There has to be a noun for that I'm not thinking of. You see, I am able to build up a large number of marigolds now because of the imitator. And I'm doing it in a nice checkerboard pattern here. Perhaps I should concentrate more on my defenses here. See, 2 columns of marigolds easily. Although, granted, this is a 3-flag stage. Alright, I'm prepared for the final wave because I have Tango Kelp. How did that not get it towards me there? Please don't overload my processor. You know, I shouldn't blame only the zombies for potentially overloading my processor. The plants are doing it too. Alright, don't really have time for another level, so... let's see what that other plant is. Or I should say, those other plants. Somehow forgot that I'd gotten 2 of them. Meanwhile, let's show off what chocolate does for Stinky. Whee! You can also give it to one of your plants. If you do that, it will... and it's, like, happy. Like you've given it everything it wants for the day. Then it will give off coins more quickly, and it will also rock back and forth more quickly. You can carry up to 10 chocolate bars at once. I only have 1 left, so I'm not going to use it. Anything new? Nope. It's the 3rd jalapeno I've gotten. Still don't have a place for this guy yet, but in due time. Another one I already had. Oh well, I will sell them for moolah. You know, I think I'll just leave it on this screen for a while, see how much money I can make. I believe Stinky remains awake and caffeinated for an hour. The plants remain happy until midnight. That's midnight in real time. So... I suppose if you wanted to keep them happy, you could mess with your computer's clock, but I'm not going to do that. In other versions, I think rather than being until midnight of that day, it's just 24 hours. Oh, the display went away. I did not know that would happen. Oh, and then when you move the mouse, it comes back. Oh, learn something new every day. Okay, anyway. Thinker2112, over and out. Bye.